Prix d'Endurance in 1999, and the events of this week's lead-up to the weekend's big race. Le Mans, they say, is the only reality. The rest is just waiting, and the month of June seems to rush by for each of the teams involved. Suddenly you're at tech inspection, and then qualifying is the Wednesday and Thursday, and today, Friday, the final preparation day before the start on Saturday. There's never been an entry list like it. Toyota, Mercedes, Audi, Nissan, Ferrari, Chrysler, Riley and Scott and Lola. It's a tremendous field this year. And so as we get ready for qualifying on Wednesday afternoon, the pits all immaculately laid out days in advance. Now pre-qualifying can be forgotten. Testing is complete, or not. No excuses now. Now's the time to qualify. The drivers get ready. The engineers look nervous. The track is prepared. The marshals are all in place. And very shortly now, qualification for the 63rd 24 Hours du Mans. The striking new Mercedes CLRs are ready to go, and first away is the BMW, followed by the Toyotas, the open-top Audis, the Mercedes, and the rest of the field. Always a tense time, the start of the real weekend. After all these months of testing, preparation, pre-qualifying, it's out on the track, up against the clock. Max Angelilli has got to drive in the Panoz, and he has his mirror set for him. The open-top Panoz, very dramatic. The Vipers, bound to be the class of the field in their GTS class. And nice to see the Ferrari 333 SP. Perhaps it's swan song at Le Mans now. Only one car left from the JB team. And this is the 98 BMW, the Go car, and here is the hot favorites, the Toyotas. What a dramatic looking car it is. Up through the Dunlop curve. Everybody now just beginning to settle in. They've got all Wednesday afternoon, all Thursday afternoon to set that time. BMW number 17 is the J.J. Lehto, Tom Christensen, Jörg Muller car. And that's Look Quick. They've had a nice result in the United States earlier in the year at Sebring. J.J., a former winner here, of course, in '95 in the McLaren. And the Mercedes number 5, that's the Bushu Heidfeld Peter Dumbreck car. Dumbreck coming over specially from Japan, where he's currently racing in Formula Nippon for this big event. And the Audi number 7, Michele Alboreto, the star of that Audi Joest team. Two Audi teams here, of course, this weekend. The open Spider car, as we're looking at here, and the closed coupe. The Panoz may have lost its roof, but it still makes a wonderful noise. And this is Martin Brundle in Toyota number 1, the hot favorite, on a hot lap. The aerodynamics on that car are quite something. Toyota have thrown money at this project, and their 3 cars are looking very strong. Here's Nissan number 23, the rival Japanese manufacturer, with Erik van der Poel pulling out a very curious front to that car, a strange nose. The pressure's really on Nissan to perform. They've got to get out there and compete with Toyota. Van der Poel, a very experienced sports car driver. Car sounds nice, but there's a red flag. There's a red flag. The first qualifying has been stopped. And here is the remnants of the Van der Poel Nissan. And that's a very nasty looking shunt for the number 23 car. This has been a big impact. It appears that the throttle stuck at Tertre Rouge, worried faces there, and poor Van der Poel is carried away on a stretcher. We subsequently heard that he's cracked his 12th vertebrae, very painful accident, and he's going to have to be on his back in hospital for a month. So our best wishes to Van der Poel. He actually managed to move the barrier back around 4 feet. That was the strength of the impact. It's caused considerable concern in the pit lane, and the shutters come down on the Nissan box. We won't be seeing any more of the 23 Nissan, just completely irreparable. Jean-Marc Gounod and the other drivers looking concerned. Stefan Johansson on his Audi.
Very, very, you know, it turns in very far. On the braking, I have to brake very early, because if I try to brake and turn into the chicane, the back is immediately coming around.
Et ça repart dans 10 minutes. Hein. 10 minutes. Ouais. 20h47.
So it appears that qualifying is now set to get underway again. Red flags, of course, have been out since the Van der Poel accident. And away we go again. Everyone very keen to make sure they get in the maximum amount of laps. All three drivers got to qualify. All three drivers got to do laps in daylight and in nighttime. You only need one little problem to give yourself a problem that just multiplies over the whole weekend. Toyota number 2, Alan McNish now driving it, last year's winner. He's sharing with Ralph Kennelers and Thierry Boutsen. Mercedes number 6 is Schneider, Lamy and Lagos. Bernd Schneider, of course, perhaps the leading sports car driver of the period. Champion in '97 in the FIA GTs. Always distinguishable by those little yellow wing mirrors on the Mercedes. Mercedes makes a wonderful sort of American V8 type noise, not the sort of Germanic shrill noise you'd expect, and thunders across the start-finish line for another quick lap. This is the McNish-Boutsen car, determined to keep the pressure up on their teammates. It would appear that Thierry Boutsen was selected to qualify the number 2 car rather than Alan McNish. Alan, we spoke to earlier, seemed to be very happy about that. The important thing is the team performance, and of course Alan, coming off last year's win in the Porsche, would love to have another crack in '99. BMW 15, that magnificent BMW V12 engine, still making a wonderful noise. That's the Winkelhock, Martini and Yannick Dalma car. Dalma, of course, still with a sore back and feelings after the pre-qualifying accident, pursued by the number 4 Mercedes, which is Australian Mark Webber, sharing with Frenchman Jean-Marc Gounod and young Marcel Thiemann from Germany. The Audi Coupe of Stefan Johansson, who we heard talking about his handling problems there a little earlier during the red flag period, is sharing with Stefan Ortelli and Christian Abt from Germany, called up from touring cars. Going slowly on Wednesday, they were having difficulties with their gearbox, and Audi seemed to be having difficulties throughout Wednesday. Mechanics taking time out for a bite to eat, but they're certainly learning about Le Mans the hard way. So, for the Nissans, this is the Courage chassis, number 21, with the Nissan engine. Frederick Ekblom up. He's sharing that car with Mark Goossens and Didier Cottaz. A lot of Formula 3000 experience there. Another pace is going to hot up now. Martin Brundle in Toyota number 1 is going out to see what he can do about putting that car firmly at the top of the timesheets. And that's a 3:31.176. That's the fastest we've seen so far on Wednesday afternoon. Very powerful, still very twitchy. And in the GTS class, what we always used to call GT2, Olivier Beretta, Carl Wendlinger and Dominic Dupuis in Oreca's lead car, number 51. That's the lead, one of those mighty Chrysler Vipers run by the French Oreca team. And they've been so much quicker in pre-qualifying, very confidence-boosting testing they've had. And a bit of a team battle in Toyota. Boutsen's going for a quick time here. Constant pressure on all the drivers at Le Mans, but Thierry Boutsen has done it. He's just gone quicker than Brundle in a 3:30.801. Toyota management got to discuss which car's going to do what, and I expect they'll be sending Brundle out again, and here we are, and Brundle has popped in a 3:29.930. That is a quick lap.